Welcome everyone to the StarHorizon pre-promotional launch presentation. We're officially up and running and live for our pre-promotional launch of 2023. Thank you for all joining. Very excited to be here. Thank you all for taking the time to join us. This is a very exciting time for all of us. Firstly, just to introduce myself, my name is Greg Stevens. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of StarHorizon. Quick background for those of you who don't know me on this call. I spent a better part of 20 years in the United States in the technology and gaming sector. One of the pioneers of the migration from land-based gaming, bringing that into an online arena, working with big publishers like Blizzard, Activision, EA, Ubisoft, to create an online ecosystem where gamers could be rewarded through playing AAA gaming. We were one of the first to do a bespoke integration with a AAA gaming publisher server. This is going back to 2007. So very early stages of the esports competitive product. And I've been in the industry now for a long time. Subsequently, I listed a company on the ASX, which focused in mobile gaming, bringing that into emerging nascent markets, working with mobile network operators, travel companies, media companies on bringing these solutions. It was a SaaS type solution, so software as a service. So a lot of experience in the space. Also was a director of an international esports development agency, which built out the front end for Unicorn, which is a fixed odds wagering product for esports betting. So really a wealth of experience in the space. Also had my hard knocks, but been involved in several successful esports startups and gaming startups. And I would say today we're introducing StarHorizon, which is really the accumulation of that experience over the last 20 years in the industry, where we present to you today a truly revolutionary product. I am now going to introduce you to our executive team. We have with us tonight Rob Hersoff, who is my partner in this endeavor. I'm going to ask that Rob introduces himself. I've also got Mike Sanders, who's our Chief Technical Officer, and the one and only Mr. Nick Vandenberg, who's our Chief Marketing Officer. This is the executive team that's going to be driving the StarHorizon product into the future. And it's a pleasure to introduce to you tonight. So maybe I'd start with you, Rob, and then each of you guys can give a quick introduction on yourselves.
So perfect timing, Greg, as we just hit 300 participants when you introduced me, and it's going up. I'm the one here who doesn't have any game experience. But I do have a lot of experience in media, finance, and other areas. I'm probably the oldest person on the call. I'm 62 years old, a South African, spent 31 years in the US, Europe, and mainly the UK, and came back to South Africa 6 years ago. But I'm a big believer in the blockchain, in NFTs, in multiplayer games. And I've always wanted to have an avatar of myself, and now's my first chance. But I'm Greg's partner, investor partner, and have his grandfather and my father have been, my father's 96 now, we're friends for many, many years. I've known his family. I've tracked his incredible trajectory in business. And, he and I have come together on this project. So I'm the sort of funding partner. I'm rolling up my sleeves to understand how to use a console, like a lot of people in this call. But, he and Dom and the team have created something that is mind-blowing. And, my wife said, do you really need another big opportunity in your life? And she's come around to believing that, if we do buy the private jet, this will be the project. This is the unicorn. And I don't say that lightly, because you all know that multi-level marketing has a good name and a bad name. And I'm putting my name right out on front of this, because I think we've cracked the code. We found a way to do it in a legal, compliant, and very powerful way, which you're going to hear about now. So congratulations to Greg, congratulations to Dom, and I'm very excited to be on the call. And you can look me up, Rob Hersoff, on the internet. I've done all the stuff you'd expect of someone that was born in a privileged life, Harvard Business School, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. But this is by far the most exciting thing I've ever done. And I'm very proud to be a partner involved and with all of you on the call.
Thank you, Rob. It's a pleasure to have you, and yeah, we're very excited about the future of this project and the possibilities, and really the convergence of these two global industries, which is direct sales and gaming. Again, you know, we've got an unbelievable team here, and I will introduce you to the next member, Mr. Mike Saunders, our CTO, the foundation, the rock of our technical backend.
Thanks so much, Greg. Hello, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this call. To give you a little bit of background about myself, I've been focusing on commercialization of software systems for pushing 2 decades now, particular focus around e-commerce, with a lot of experience in retail, digital assets, and payment systems. My real sort of passion is ensuring like the viability of software that's taken to market, and always ensuring that users have the best experience possible. The deployments we've done over the last sort of 15 to 17 years have been focusing mainly on web and native app development. I've always been an avid gamer myself, and now very, very, very excited to be able to apply my trade and the combination of these skills into a product that is multifaceted. Really enjoying the journey, and I will continue as a port of contact for all technical assistance.
Mr. Nick van den Berg.
Oh, thanks, Greg. I didn't know if I could actually just cut in there, but thank you very much for the welcome. Very humbled to be part of this executive team in terms of where we're going, the leadership of Greg Stevens and Rob Hersoff. I guess I have the fun part in terms of, you know, really driving home the marketing function, the supporting function to everyone that's on this call. Just a little bit about me. I'm a brand and advertising guy. I'm going to give my age away as well at 46, been very actively involved in advertising and media over the last 20 plus years, and really so excited to be part of this journey and bring all that wealth of experience in terms of brand collaborations, and obviously supporting everyone on this call and your greater teams with the relevant marketing collateral and really the customer service and support that we're really very proud to be portraying under the StarHorizon and StarVara team. So thank you very much, and really excited for the next hour and a bit to showcase what we've achieved.
Great stuff. Thanks, Nick. And now we go on to the StarVara founding team. I want to introduce you to an exceptional individual, Mr. Dominik Bojkowicz. I've known Dom going on 6 years now, one of the most talented blockchain and game developers that you'll see today. He comes from a rich background in game development, releasing several titles on some of the major platforms, but he's also developed one of the most sophisticated systems in the massive multiplayer online gaming sphere, which is really the bedrock of what were the possibilities that we have today. And I'm going to let Dom just give you a quick background on himself.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. So who am I? I've been a game developer for well over a decade now. I'm, catching on 13 years. I've been in the blockchain space basically since the genesis, followed the launch of Ethereum, and have been doing crypto coding since then. I've taken 5 video games to full studio release. I've been releasing video games since 2010. I've worked with Nintendo, Microsoft, taken games to Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, put games on PC, Mac, and Linux, and have worked with Steam. And I'm very excited to be leading the StarVara project with the creation of this game, which is the culmination of 3 years of our hard work and part of our vision to build the world's biggest and best sci-fi massively multiplayer experience, gaming and otherwise. And that's my intro.
Great stuff. Thanks, Dom. We also have a special guest on here tonight. We have Mr. Dylan McKenzie, the one and only, who is officially our head of network. So I'd love for you to give them an introduction and background on yourself, Dylan.
Certainly. Thank you, Greggy. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Whatever time it may be, wherever you are in the world, it's definitely the best time to be on, because this is exciting. This is where innovation meets excellence. So really good to be all in front of you here. My name's Dylan McKenzie, Head of Global Network for StarHorizon. And much like all of you, a serial connector to a global audience. Storytelling is born out of retrospect, man's wisest confidant. And my story began by providing people with a smile and meeting as many people as I could since the tender age of 21, starting a few businesses, and really just felt this affinity to connect and introduce people to like-minded people and business opportunities. I've lived by the mantra of I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. It's a one-liner that's helped Rob and I forge one of the largest private global networks built with business leaders, decision makers, celebrities, high net and ultra high net worth individuals. A force for good, paying the goodness forward. It's a resource army of do-gooders with immense influence, making impactful change to people's lives. And this is what's resonated with StarHorizon's mission for us, and the next great opportunity for change, changing the earning landscape, and to mobilize the greatest sales force on this planet and in our virtual sphere. So, one of the deepest urges for humans is to leave their mark and to be important. I really believe that we are etching our mark in stone here, as did the cavemen leaving their mark of innovation in the caves. We're leaving ours in the open world. So it's really a pleasure to be on stage with you all. Look forward to building a fantastic global network and seeing what we can do, and look forward to meeting you all in person one day.
Wow, Dylan, you goosebumps there, mate. That was incredible. Thanks for that amazing introduction. And then we've got some of our founding core team who have been instrumental on the network side. Thanks for joining. I can see a couple of them on this call. Sergey, Alan, George, the legendary networkers. How are you guys doing tonight? You feeling excited?
Wow, we're feeling the same.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us, guys. So I'm going to start the presentation. We're gonna have three phases to this presentation. I'm going to do a quick overview of StarHorizon, the product, the roadmap. Dom is going to do a short demonstration of the game at the end of this presentation, and then we're going to lead into a presentation with Nick on the marketing side. So I think just to get stuck in right now, I wanted to show you this competitive landscape graph and really show you how StarHorizon positions itself. It's really an intersection, in the middle of these four big industries. We've got Web 2, direct sales, VR, AI, and Web 3. So when we look at the Web 2 mark, this is really rivaling some of the top AAA high-fidelity games in the market, which our StarVara game is in terms of its build. Direct sales is really around our network layer. So this is the secret sauce, the USP behind our product, creating this open world network layer, which is StarHorizon, integrating leading edge technologies like virtual reality and artificial intelligence, which is the buzzword right now. So this is going to be integral to our system. And then most importantly, our Web3 layer, which is the foundation of the system and builds the token economy that lives within it. So this is a great graph to show you how we intersect with those four big industries. So just a recap on the industry opportunity: global gaming industry of $200 billion. Then we get the direct sales industry of $198 billion. This is really the merging of the two with unlimited possibilities. So what makes it unique? Leveraging off specifically blockchain technology. So really empowering our network through instant payouts, disintermediation, so empowering communities through our instant payout system. Dom had a quick update on that in the sophistication behind the system. Do you just want to go into that quickly, Dom?
In terms of the payouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've implemented our smart contracts to facilitate that, and we're actually using a Merkle drop system, which is quite advanced, and very excited to bring it to everyone.
Thanks, Dom. So real sophistication behind the back end of the system, specifically on the blockchain, leveraging smart contract technology. So it's all about, again, instant payouts, disintermediation, and empowering the networks and communities through our technology. And that's really where we are solving the problem, all the challenges of network marketing, and how we've come light years ahead now with the system that we have built out. So the real exciting part of this business is going to be presented in a phased approach. We have 3 phases. The first phase is our massive multiplayer online role-player game, which you are familiar with, StarVara, ubiquitous across all platforms. So it'll be accessible on Nintendo, Epic Games, Xbox, Sony. And this is where you can explore this fantastic dystopian universe with hundreds of planets. This is the first phase of the product. So it's very interesting when we map out these phases and how broad this ecosystem actually becomes when you look at the limitless earning opportunities. So this is phase 1. Phase 2, we will have a Genesis multiverse phase. This is really where we extend from the game. So I like to call it this, I like to call on this analogy where when Vegas was built, the first casino that they had was the Flamingo, and that's what drove the audience in to engage. And that's really what StarVara is to this broader open digital world. StarVara is the foundation. That's what's going to bring the customers in. That's what's going to get the customers engaging. And that's what is really going to drive value behind the cosmetics, the items, and everything, all the makeup of this system. So where we go in phase 2, this is the multiverse phase. This is when we extend from StarVara, which is the game, and we move into a B2B model with thousands of planets where we can have these curated bespoke worlds with brand partnerships, really improving and increasing the earning abilities in the future. Phase 3, this is the multiverse phase. So you've got the Genesis phase, which is the start of the multiverse. And now we extend into the realms of a Ready Player One type scenario. This is where the ecosystem is built on user-generated content. And this is really where it starts to get interesting. With millions of planets, now we are really on the cusp of creating a digital frontier. Now, I had a chat with Dom around the evolution of this product, and he was very, very excited about, what we're talking about here, which is essentially creating a new digital life and the sophistication behind the system which can facilitate that growth. And I think maybe, Dom, it would be worthwhile just talking a little bit about the phased approach and your passion behind where we see this game going.
Yeah, I think for me, the phased approach is just so exciting and just such a massive milestone and achievement to shoot for, because what it's effectively doing is it's taking all of these, highly complicated experiences of trying to create video games or interactive experiences and putting the tools to do that in everybody's hands. So suddenly anyone with imagination can create their own video game, can create their own interactive experience, and can do so in this interactive world and massive platform where all of their NFTs and crypto is interoperable, and their opportunities to earn off your own creativity and to play games to earn and to share it in a community and social way. So it's really incredibly exciting. I think it's a new era for video gaming in general, and a new area for interactive medium. And I think it's going to be something that we can't even really imagine the possibilities at this stage, because what we're purporting to do is just so cutting edge in that sense. So to me, it truly really excites me and gets me, going and excited and happy.
And it really all boils down to the fact that we've got this incredible system that facilitates byte streaming. One of the biggest challenges with scaling a business of this nature is on the server side and creating this low latency environment for millions of players to connect and engage in line. And again, one of our key USPs behind this product is that we have the ability to scale the system, and that accommodates for us opening up. You know, when we talk about the multiverse phase, having millions of planets where, you know, gamers and affiliates can connect and engage. So really around the byte streaming part, which is, you know, it's very exciting, Don.
Yeah, so the byte streaming technology is really our secret sauce to facilitating all of this. It is our unique selling point. It's our own proprietary technology that we developed. Essentially, we figured out how to optimize server communication at a TCP/IP protocol by reducing the amount of bytes required for encrypted packets from 2048 bytes to 16 bytes per packet. And this in turn has allowed us to realize about a 140x reduction in server costs. Not only is this allowing us to, you know, push gaming and interactive experiences into this new era, because, you know, until byte streaming, it wasn't really feasible to host so many millions of people connected in an interactive way at a costly manner. And we can, you know, for the first time offer that. But, you know, not only that, but it reduces the data cost to the user significantly. So if you, StarVara, currently, we're only using about 3 megabytes per hour for people to be interconnected while playing, which when compared to programs like Netflix, which are using over 1 gig per hour, or other video games like Fortnite that use 200 to 300 megabytes, you can already see how we're significantly lower and more accessible for that manner. But also the byte streaming allows us to really serve this technology and this expansive universe to millions of people in a way that none of our competitors really can.
Thanks, Dom. So just to recap on this, we're rolling this game out in phases. The first phase is our MMORPG, and this is the roadmap which we're going to present over the next 12 months. This will be, again, ubiquitous access across all the major platforms, multi-chain support, bridging Web 2 to Web 3, and I'll explain that now. This is really a very unique way of not excluding the traditional gaming market, but still accessing this Web 3 layer through our walled garden approach. So really through an onboarding process where you can onboard with fiat through our bond system, we're now including the 2.7 billion gamers that are out there into our system. We're not doubling down on crypto, although this will be a very important part of our extended strategy. So MMORPG, this is the first phase of our product roadmap. Then we move into the second phase, which is the Genesis multiverse. Again, giving you access to thousands of planets through a business-to-business approach where we can now start approaching brands to live within this universe, which obviously, again, extends the earning opportunity for the StarHorizon business. And then finally, our stage 3, which is the multiverse phase. This is when we have millions of planets, user-generated content, real organic growth. And this is the opportunity that StarVara presents with this unique layer that is StarHorizon. Now, what we're going to talk about is the StarHorizon business. I'm going to get our CMO, Nick Vandenberg, to jump in here.
Oh, thanks, Greg.
And talk through these slides.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So, yes, I mean, the big thing here is that the exclusive rights to sell what essentially is the cosmetic ecosystem from StarVara is now exclusively being able to be activated by StarHorizon. And that really is an incredible opportunity for StarHorizon in terms of how you're able to, you know, leverage these cosmetics in terms of being able to build out your network. And it's really in terms of what is the secret sauce in terms of the cosmetics and what is actually their in-game value. I can tell you, like myself, I'm a gamer. I see this happen every single day when I'm, you know, buying these cosmetics to look cool within the games that I play. And if we just circle back to how big is the industry in terms of the cosmetic industry at the moment, circa $50 billion in terms of the overall industry. And where the gaming industry has gone. It's moved from, closed wall garden approach in terms of buying your game and then getting access. It's gone into the free-to-play model, and it's really now around these cosmetic sales that is really driving the gaming economy. So if you can look in terms of, gaming skins, one of the big game auctions that took place, circa $400,000 in terms of game auction. And these microtransactions are a big deal in terms of multiple transactions being made all the time in terms of, trade amongst networkers that we're now making available and trade amongst the players. So very exciting prospect for yourselves at StarHorizon. This slide always gets me excited. Just go and do your research, folks, in terms of where the gaming community has come to in terms of buying these items. Dom and I always talk behind the scenes in terms of, wouldn't it be amazing to be able to sell a planet, Rob? And, at this level, you can see here one of the planets in terms of Planet Calypso was actually sold for $6 million, folks. $6 million in terms of naming rights for a planet within a similar universe. So really exciting from that perspective. If you look in terms of some of the other cosmetic items, these are obviously various items that have reached certain prices. And folks, for our pre-promotional phase, the key here in terms of the StarHorizon offering is built into your $100, your $400, and your $1,000 pack. We're providing you with these incredible loot boxes and cosmetics that make up the value in terms of these packs. And we'll show you in a minute in terms of why this is important in terms of the rarity model and how these cosmetics are going to be dropped over the course of the next coming months, but certainly gives you a taste in terms of the exciting opportunity and the visualization of some of these items that are going to be available to you in your pre-promotional starter packs.
Thanks, Nick. And I think what's important to understand here is the value measure. And this really goes down to the game design behind this product and what Dom and his exceptional team have built out over the last 2.5 years. So what I'm going to get Dom to do is just run you through the value measure of these items. How do they generate value? What is the equation that gives them value? Why are cosmetics valuable? And this really is really goes back down to what the game design means and how that affects the value of these items.
Cool. Well, to kind of begin with that, I'd say there's an old adage, time is money, and what that adage really means is that everyone's time is valuable. So it's through that idea that we construct what are called these in-game events. And essentially for gamers, the only way that they can acquire cosmetic items in the StarVara universe is through spending a huge amount of time trying to earn them through these in-game events. And the amount of time that they spend is proportional to a rarity model. So at the highest end tier of these cosmetic items, players have to spend sometimes upwards of 1,000 to 7,000 hours to acquire a single cosmetic. And it's done through a random distribution. What this means is that a lot of players will attempt to earn these items, but only certain players might get them. And why this ties together is through the StarHorizon's packs, we're giving the exclusive right to sell these cosmetic items to the network, and we're also, constructing the value for the gamer for these items through the time that these gamers spend in game to earn them. And time spent is a strong motivator for constructing value, and this is very unique to our games design and was something that we first discovered in our early days and have since applied those learnings in this way for StarHorizons.
Thanks, Dom. So we just give you a view of some of the different items and NFTs that we have available in our system and the rarity models behind them, which Dom alluded to. But Dom, I think what would be worthwhile is explaining, gameplay loops and events within game that really trigger these points that, create the value.
Of course. So it's essentially a gameplay loop is any activity that a gamer has to do in a game, and generally in a repetitive sense. So if you think about old Super Mario, your gameplay loop was moving from one side of the screen to the end of the level where you get the flag. In Call of Duty, your gameplay loop is, shooting your gun at the enemies and reloading. In Fortnite, your gameplay loop is mining for resources, building some buildings and battling other players. So the gameplay loops can change. In StarVara, we have a variety of gameplay loops. We have over 26 non-combat skills, plus a variety of combat specializations. So, we've got probably hundreds of different gameplay loops for the players to participate in. And these can take varying amounts of time. Some can be 5 to 10 minutes, like fighting an enemy. Some can be a full hour, like engaging on a quest or exploring caves on an uninhabited planet. And each of these gameplay loops you're rewarded for at the end of the loop. And these rewards are in the form of these in-game items. And the rarity model and the drop rate are your chances of receiving different rarity rewards from these gameplay loops. And you'll notice, for example, the golden spider is a 1 in 30,000 drop for a gameplay loop that would take probably 45 minutes to an hour for a player to do. So we can then know that about 30,000 man hours have to be put into the game to earn an item like that. And that's how the gameplay loops tie to the rarity model, which ties to the time the players spend, which in turn infers the value of these cosmetics.
Great, thanks, Dom. So we're going to now run you through our promotional timetable, but just to recap, what is StarHorizon? StarHorizon is essentially the extension of the StarVara universe. It is the Genesis planet that will have the exclusive rights in perpetuity to sell digital items and cosmetics through the StarVara universe, which transcends phase 1 and goes into phase 2 and phase 3. So from your MMORPG into your Genesis multiverse, into the ultimate multiverse phase, StarHorizon will be the exclusive marketing agent of the cosmetics within this universe. And to give you an example of that, all the games, the big games like Fortnite, sell cosmetics directly to the player. They don't have an intermediary. They don't have a middleman. StarHorizon is that force. They will be the exclusive arm to sell all cosmetics, whether it's peer-to-peer or listing on exchanges, on auction bids. They are the arm that sell the cosmetics. And that's really where the value is. So if you can look at Fortnite's revenue today, of which I believe over 60% is generated from cosmetic sales, that is the business that we are providing to StarHorizon in perpetuity. And this is done through a direct sales open world experience, creating your own avatar, being able to immerse yourself in this 3D world, engaging with other networkers with your back office functionality embedded in the system, and being able to trade these items within this digital universe. So that is the crux of what we're doing here with StarHorizon. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the roadmap. I know there's been a lot of questions around launch dates and how we're going to phase the product launch. So the intro to the sales economy, which was Q4 2022, which is already live. That's our pre-promotional phase. Q4 2022 is our early access pack sales. So that's already been live, and we've got some good traction over the last 3 weeks with establishing our core structure. And this is a part of this pre-promotional phase. Q1 2023, we will be going live with our online marketplace. And this is really the meta game behind the cosmetics that you see now in the pack. And then come Q2 2023 is the StarHorizon companion app launch. So this is where it all starts. This is where we're going global with this product, is to launch the companion app in Q2 2023, where you'll be able to create your avatar and engage in this immersive world and starting to trade and sell cosmetics right up until the game launches in its alpha state in Q3 2023. And this is unique because this is the first time we're going to give exclusive alpha access to the StarHorizon network. I know you're excited about that, Nick.
I'm very excited about that. And that just that just makes me beam with joy in terms of how we're going to be able to, promote this open world and what it means from a networking perspective in terms of how you're going to interact, how you're going to have this avatar personality interact with global networkers from around the world. And it really gives you a sense of self in this open universe. So very exciting from that perspective. Just to touch on some of those questions there whilst we're on this roadmap that I'm seeing, certainly in terms of this pre-promotional phase, we'll cover that in the marketing effort shortly, just how you're able to upgrade your packs, how you're able to access the various features from a back office perspective. So yeah, very, very exciting in terms of this roadmap. We're live in terms of our pre-promotional phase, and certainly the exciting bits are coming as we get closer to these launch dates of these new features, which is really incredible.
Great. And then in Q3 2023, we see the StarVara closed beta and StarVara open beta in Q4 2023. And then Q2 2024 is the StarVara full launch. So this roadmap is set in stone and we will meet these dates. So very exciting times ahead. And then we've just got two more points in the roadmap. The StarVara console launches in Q3 2024 and eventually the StarVara mobile launch at the end of Q4 2024. So this is the 12-month roadmap set in stone for the network. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hand over to Nick to run you through the promotional timetable over the next 3 months leading up to our app launch.
Wonderful. Thanks, Greg. Thank you very much for that. I'm just going to share my screen now, if I may. Everyone's sharing my screen? Wonderful. Thanks very much. Hey guys, thanks folks. Here's the StarHorizon business. Very excited to showcase the marketing effort, the content, everything that we're going to be doing from a marketing perspective, how we're going to support you on this journey, what it means in terms of the features that Greg's spoken about in terms of our roadmap. And really for us, it's firstly around train the trainers and supporting you as leaders, as networkers with our global webinars. So firstly, from our perspective, within the coming weeks, and I'll show you the exact roadmap shortly, it's really around providing from our side a platform from our perspective in terms of running a number of these webinars and really getting into the crux of what this business is about and what you need to be sharing in terms of the vision and really the roadmap in terms of the StarHorizon product offering as well as the StarVara roadmap and why it's important to do so. So very exciting from our perspective in terms of scheduled webinars that anyone from your network's able to join, and we're really going to be really helping you on this journey in terms of supporting that narrative. Certainly for us, Greg, you and me are very excited about this. I know Rob's also excited. Dylan's excited about this. One of our first World Live events, and that's going to be happening come the 18th of February. I'm just putting that date out there. So we're committed. We're locked into this. And that's really going to be a showcase of everything that we've spoken about today and more in terms of what we're going to be offering you in a few slides to come. So very excited about these open world events. It's about recognition. It's about showcasing, the roadmap. It's about showcasing some exciting content that's going to come from both platforms. And really from this perspective, it's going to be a live experience where we're going to go into some of the exciting avatar creation features that are going to be coming in terms of the open world launch. I mean, I know Dom's just spoken about the infinite possibilities of how you can create your character. I know Rob's very excited to have a special buckle on his belt and the likes of all the various other aspects in terms of the customization opportunities. From our perspective, it's also further than just like these virtual events. What we're also going to be doing is a series of physical events in terms of not only physical events in the traditional sense that you folks are used to from a networking perspective, but really from a company perspective, having the ability to have these pop-up store experiences globally that really allow for, new prospects to be able to touch and feel and get really excited in terms of the visualization of what their persona could be. So this is a big factor for us in terms of how we're going to help you on this journey. And folks, it's really around ensuring that your then prospects attend these pop-up locations around the world, and we'll make that available to you in terms of where we're going to be at certain times in the coming months. And you're really allowing your prospects to be able to come and touch and feel the experience that you can now see from a digital point of view. And as I said, it's really going to be around showcasing to these individuals how they build their persona, how your digital look can be edited and, curated, and certainly in terms of what we've spoken about now, the cosmetic aspect to that. So let me touch on that for a moment in terms of how these virtual worlds are going to come together. I'm very excited to showcase to you just a teaser in terms of these various cosmetics. Dom's spoken about the rarity model. We've spoken about how these cosmetics in the pre-promotional phase are marketed within your pack sales. So for instance, on a $100 pack, there are a number of cosmetics based on Dom's rarity model mechanic that will allow for you to be able to access some of these items and then have the ability to trade them on our open marketplace. And certainly in terms of where we're going, it's around obviously customizing your look and making available for you to be able to sell these items within our open marketplace experience. I'm very excited to show you that it's not just in terms of what you're seeing in your back office. One of the big components for us in terms of the marketing is going to be around these leaderboards and the recognition, and not just so much around the earners in terms of the ability to really aspire to earn, as some of our great leaders are currently doing in terms of this pre-promotional phase, but it's also in terms of other touch points that we're going to make available on these leaderboards. So this is going to be rolling out in the coming weeks, whereby you're able to then see not only the top earners within your network, but certainly in terms of how many people are networking and the top networkers that are not just going to be, earning, but also driving their network and their prospect lab. How's that going to culminate? Folks, I'm excited to announce today that yes, we have the power of 5 in terms of our compensation plan, but Alan, Sergey, and everyone else that's on this call, there are some other exciting features that we're adding to this. So these are physical items that we're making available. So as you're going to climb in ranks, what we're doing is we're adding to the compensation plan in terms of this pre-promotional phase, that if you're a trainee and you've just joined us, you're able to actually stand a chance to win a headset, which is really amazing. Beats by Dre headset. As you climb in the ranks to cadet, midshipman, I'm so excited, lieutenant and commander, you're going to have the ability to then stand a chance to win these physical items. So not only are you earning on the power of 5 on the compensation plan, but really giving you a sense of additional promotions over the next pre-promotional phase. So very excited to announce that today. What we've also then done, and we've been really working behind the scenes and just to promote and help support you folks in terms of the networking layer from a corporate perspective. Very excited to announce that we've got a very strong, comprehensive influencer strategy, that we're getting the top influencers from a gaming perspective, from a networking perspective, to really help us drive the narrative and create a lot of marketing effort in terms of the various social channels out there. So what does that really mean? It means that we're providing content in terms of the social media content. You'll notice from later this evening, tomorrow, you'll see all the social content start to come to the fore in terms of the various channels where we have our official channels on Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and the like, and really providing you with all the digital assets in order for you to be able to promote the vision and where we see the future from StarVara and StarHorizon's perspective. Further to that, giving you guys a teaser, folks, in terms of what Facebook's going to look like shortly in terms of the video content. Very proud to show you our Twitter example in terms of the content that we're going to be promoting. various items that Dom's shown you in terms of the scale of what we're offering from a loot box perspective. Number of content, video content from a social media point of view. This is real content. It's been created over the last couple of months and really gives you a feel from a 3D perspective in terms of what you can experience in terms of some of the StarVara assets, which you have, as you've heard it here, folks, exclusive access to sell. But wait. I'm pleased to announce that we're also looking at a number of brand collaborations. We've been having these discussions for a number of months, and this is really going to give you folks the opportunity to, as I always say on these calls, own the golden poofer jacket that's brought to you by a well-known brand, and that's hopefully going to have and create a lot of excitement. And we're doing brand collaborates the right way. So you're not able to buy power, but certainly from a cosmetic perspective, Dom, really going to set these networkers apart in terms of how they're going to be able to strut in the open world with these brand collaborations. So very exciting. Folks, this is our roadmap, and it's mirroring what Greg's spoken to you about in terms of our overall roadmap. And for me, it's really around the supporting content. It's about our webinar series, and we're going to make that available in terms of the timelines and when you guys can tune on and how you're able to then promote your prospects. It's a live event, folks. We've already set the date for that, 18th of February. And then it's further in terms of additional live events that we're going to have. It's the social media content that's rolling out, the brand collaborations, our leaderboard focus, which will allow for you to be able to earn from physical items, which is really exciting. And then further to that, it's around the loot box launch, and I'm going to go into quite an extensive timeline in a moment. It's really then obviously the Home Planet collaboration and then the full StarVara launch, which Greg's already shown you in terms of that timeline. For me, it's around the hype in terms of the loot boxes. And what does this mean? It means that we've got a very strategically planned loot box drop. So Dom's already spoken in terms of how those dopamine hits from a gamer's perspective. And for us, it's really offering you a really comprehensive timeline so that you can get excitement prior to these loot box drops and really kind of drive your network in terms of the potential prospects you have and convert them into, access pack sales. So from our perspective, it's really looking in terms of the first founder pack, and that's going to be available in Sorry, I shouldn't have said January because that's already built into the packs, guys. So that's already built into the access packs. It's certainly in terms of the various other pack drops that we're making available, from node packs to the live event on the 18th of February. Geez, spelling, guys. Sorry about that, folks. Just a gremlin there crept in. Launch packs, our live event packs on a global scale, and then these various other loot box packs. That's very exciting in terms of how they're dropping. You can guarantee the frequency, and then obviously the exclusive items that's going to be available. But folks, let me just have a breather for 1 second, because what I really want to show you today, and you heard it here, folks, and now I'll calm down and really show you what we're doing in terms of pre-promotional phase. Folks, we're offering everyone that has been part of this pre-promotional phase in terms of the launch for believing in us, one of 1,000 exclusive items that we're giving away to everybody. And make sure that you're actually part and parcel of the StarHorizon program, guys, because we're giving away a exclusive pilot helmet, the first addition to the StarHorizon network. Wow. So that's a thank you from us in terms of the belief that you have in us, in terms of the pre-promotional phase, and really excited. There's a rarity model that this is an uncommon item thanks to Dominique's team. It's an exclusive to the pilot class, so you're able to wear this actual helmet. Certainly can be used in all atmospheres. It's got a HUD display in terms of it detects enemies, and your oxygen, which is quite important in a space game, actually lasts twice as long. So there you have it, folks. An exciting roadmap from a marketing perspective. I can see Alan's eyes there are just like glowing in terms of this offering. And yeah, for everybody that's part and parcel of the pre-promotional sign up, we're going to be providing you with a free NFT as part of this promotion. So that's me, folks, in terms of the marketing strategy. I just want to end off that there is an earnings disclaimer as part of the StarHorizon program. We've made that earnings disclaimer available to everyone. So, you know, just take a moment to read it through in terms of our promotional material. And thank you very much for your time. From my perspective, I'm going to hand over back to Greg and the rest of the team.
Thanks for that, Nick. Great presentation. It gives you guys a view of our next 12 months. It's going to be very, very busy. We've got some great promotional activities that are going to happen on a weekly basis, specifically around the item drops, which will be updating the presentation, and we will be circulating that presentation. So everyone that has signed up to the StarHorizon program will get an up-to-date item drop as per the packs. So we will be doing that very frequently. So there's going to be a lot of activities, a lot of exciting promotions leading up to our event on the 18th, where we will be doing a full showcase. So we will be doing a showcase with VR. We'll be doing a showcase of the game, the network layer of the game, and the possibilities of this universe, which are endless. And it goes back to the system that Dom and Win have built out, and anything is possible with this product. So we're very, very excited, and thank you for taking the time. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Dominic for all of those on the call that haven't experienced the game. Dom's going to do a quick presentation of the StarVara game. For anyone that's new on this call, he'll talk to the game, give you a little bit of an overview on the tokenomics, which is very important. But yeah, take it away, Dom.
Thank you, Greg. Just going to share my screen right here. Just let me know when you guys can see it. Cool. So this is the StarVara game. So this is our title screen, and I'll jump in here. First screen you're going to see is our avatar creation and class selection screen. For now, the classes are just some pre-built characters, but you'll be able to choose your own unique avatar, create it so that it looks like you or looks like a fantasy version of yourself. The items that you wear will appear on your character. So as you collect the various cosmetics and NFTs, you can show off how you look. I'm going to select the pirate class because it's one of my favorites. As we jump in here. So this is our first planet. It is a vegetation, naturally rich planet. This is the sort of planet players will go to collect raw materials. As I come over here, I can start mining this rock and gathering copper ore. As you can see, all of these in-game items through our walled garden approach are digital assets, but can be NFTs or ERC20s that can be interoperably traded on various blockchains and crypto exchanges. Our wallet is seamlessly integrated into the game, so at any point in time, you can access your digital assets and get hold of your NFTs. If we come over here, you can see our spaceship, which will also be an NFT or asset that users can hold. As a space game, this is the way that we, travel through the universe. As we're flying into space off of this relatively small island on one planet, I'd like to talk a bit about the scale of the game. As you can see here, this is just one island in one planet on one solar system. In phase 1, we're planning to have hundreds of planets for the launch. And by phase 2, thousands, and eventually phase 3, you can imagine millions of planets that players can seamlessly travel to and experience various online experiences. Here you can see I'm flying through an asteroid field where you can see there are these blue crystals in certain asteroids. Those are raw materials that players would be able to gather and utilize. Not only that, because all of these assets are on the blockchain, we're also able to offer DeFi staking contracts where effectively you're able to go long or short from a financial instrument perspective on a virtual asset. So if you think an in-game event is going to cause the price of rocket fuel to go up or down, you can then long or short it, which allows you to metagame the video game environment and actually earn in a crypto sense. As you know, our secret sauce to make all of this possible is our byte streaming technology, which is really how we're able to host thousands of people, millions of people simultaneously with this level of graphical fidelity without incurring unnecessary server costs or while being much significantly cheaper than any of our competitors. Again, through our byte streaming technology, we're able to make this game incredibly accessible from a data perspective. So you can imagine that you could play this game with any sort of internet connection without really worrying about the sort of data requirements that a lot of modern AAA games have. In terms of accessibility, this game will be available on PC, Mac, Linux, will be available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. Will also be coming to Android and iPhone, as well as VR and AR. So you can imagine walking around this desert city in VR, you'll be able to see everything you can see here. As we come over here, this is our Galactic Exchange. This is where users will be able to buy and sell in-game assets, their cosmetics, NFTs, various cryptocurrencies. For the demo, these tickers aren't live, but we'll have live cryptocurrency tickers in this exchange. This is also where players will be able to sell the bond, which is quintessential to our tokenomic model. To speak a little bit about that, the game is going to be free to play, but will thrive off a bond model where players will get access to a premium version of the game and full access to all of the solar systems. The bond is essentially a tradable subscription and ties directly into our tokenomic model. Essentially, the tokenomics work as such. We have a VARA token, which is a deflationary token with a limited supply. And anyone who stakes the VARA token is exposed to a revenue share whenever players burn the bond in order to play the game. So whenever a player burns a bond, they receive a certain amount of membership to the subscription. And half the revenue from the bond is dedicated to the tokenomics, where 1/3 of that is used to purchase and burn VARA tokens, creating a deflationary token supply. And 2/3 is distributed to all of those staking VARA tokens. So you can see how through staking the VARA tokens, you're able to participate in the success of the game, directly correlated with the amount of bonds that are being burnt, which is equal to the amount of people playing the game, essentially. And that concludes our gameplay demo.
That's incredible, Dom, and it just shows you again the potential of what we're building here, not just from a StarVara perspective, but also from StarHorizon. So if we go back to the StarHorizon network layer, which will be the Genesis planet, we are launching this planet on mobile the beginning of April. So this will be live. This is how you'll sign up as a networker on your mobile device. All your back-end functionality will be integrated and built into this amazing immersive 3D world, and you will be able to recruit and sell. So again, all your functionality will be built in, and this is what the game changer is gamifying direct sales through an open world experience. And StarHorizon in perpetuity having the rights to sell the cosmetics through the StarVara universe, which is extremely, extremely exciting. And then, the possibilities are endless here. The 3 phases where we're moving are from 100 planets to 1,000 planets and eventually to 1 million planets. And that's really where the digital frontier starts and ends. So we're very excited. Thank you everyone attending this call. I think I'll open it up now for questions. I know we've seen a lot coming through on the chat, but maybe this will be a good time to open up Q&A. Unless Alan or any of you guys want to add anything?
Yeah, I can drop in there if you don't mind, Greg. Just some of the messages that are coming up on the other screen. I can't wait. I have to modify a few of the words that a few people have used. This is beautiful. This is amazing, phenomenal. Folks, what you've got is absolutely phenomenal. Really excited. I love what you've shown today. And I can't wait to be in that open networking world. Like you say, Nicholas, strutting around as my avatar with that pilot helmet on. So much fun on our way to us all. But yeah, really excited about the future. The roadmap you've just kind of clearly shown for us. Yeah, the messages are going on the screen, so everyone's really buzzed. So we appreciate each and every one of you for bringing this together. an amazing concept with an amazing corporate and founder team. Wow, this is just going to blow records out the water in 2023. It's going to happen. Really exciting. Appreciate you all.
Wow, guys, what I'm thinking, I missed 2018, the Spielberg movie, but now in a movie. I'm with all of our guys. I'm in a movie. I'm really excited to be the part of. I thought about pirates as well, Dominic. You know, I like this club. You know, I really, really like this. But I also thinking about psychics. They're too powerful. You know, we can choose. But also, I think we're going to bring not only the gaming to the people, we bring in the digital economy, real one, digital economy, when everybody can participate. Is absolutely awesome. The social impact, I think, will be absolutely astonishing. You know, this is what I thought. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
George.
I'm thinking what more to add, because you have said it, everything is done. Dom, thank you very much for the explanation of the game. And Nick, that what you have explained about the whole network, it's amazing. I'm really happy to see Dylan here, that is there, the head of the network, and looking forward to today. Today is going to be a great day. We have close to 400 people attending this Zoom, and this is just a start. Next one will be 1,000 and more. Looking forward.
Day one. Today's day one, folks.
Totally.
Day one of the future.
Alan, some questions just regarding the comp plan. I think we should talk to your respective leaders and networks, getting the right information across.
Absolutely, and I think from us.
Sorry, Alan, you were saying?
You were saying any questions on the comp plan? We can cover that within the networks and on the call and the presentations. Absolutely.
Great, guys. I think that we just one point of clarification. We've got our CTO online here, and we missed a piece of this presentation. We wanted to give the network an update. We've been going through this pre-promotional phase. We've taken on, all the concerns from the network in terms of the flow. We're constantly improving our payment systems, our functions, our features within the platform. And this is just a clarity discussion with our CTO. If you could just give us the roadmap now for the next month in terms of features and what's coming.
Thanks, Greg. So to Greg's points, I think one of the most exciting components coming out is going to be Q2 2023 with our companion app. But in the interim, since we've been in this launch stealth phase, having got a web interface product for our back office out to market has been really important. Just want to echo Greg's thanks to users. The feedback is really important for us that we actually get from users, and a lot of changes have been made. We're deploying quite large changes almost every single day. But the key ones coming up over the next couple of weeks will be our velocity bonus. We've heard your cries for the immediate access to your back office. So that two-step approval will allow users to go through a very simplified registration flow with basic information, and then immediately get access to their back office with them placed in the downline, and then to go through a payment process thereafter. We are very focused on security, as you guys know and are aware. So we're doing a lot of work around our payout request feature. This will be implemented this week. Then, based on I think a lot of people doing a lot more recruiting and work than we initially anticipated, the rank advancement is coming up pretty soon. This will allow people to move from trainee all the way up to lieutenant, commander statuses, improve your earnings. Then also the ability to do a package upgrade. I've seen 1 or 2 questions on the chat in that regard. So yes, within the coming days, you'll be able to upgrade from your $100 Moonbase pack right up to your $1,000 solar system pack, so you're not missing out on your maximized earnings. And then more around the compensation plan towards the end of January will be the Ascension Pool bonus and the Check Match bonus. Yep, that's it in summary.
Great stuff. Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate that. Rob, any closing words from you?
No, I'm ready to roll. I actually want to get stuck into selling and not just be the investor and management kind of guy. I want to get out there and sell. So amazing. Welcome everyone, and thank you everyone for joining this call. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap. Thank you for everyone joining. I don't know if there's any last thoughts. Anyone, Dylan, you want to close off?
Yeah, sure. Listen, I mean, it's so exciting. You sit here buzzing, but we're going to hit the ground running. Let's sell some condos. Let's sell some exciting new elements coming through. So we'll be in touch with everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for everyone joining the call. We'll see you back soon.
Thank
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Yeah, everybody.